welcome back, and thank you for staying with us here at Champion News Talk Radio, brought to you by championnews.net. Steve Tucker, what is that number? You were saying, let's redress where you were at, and then let our listeners hear that number of illegal aliens that are on the dole.
That number, shockingly, is 75%.
And this was under Blagojevich. What was it called?
75% of what?
75% of enrollees on the All Kids program right here in Illinois are illegal aliens.
That's Blago's addition.
Blago's addition, right. So what he did is he expanded it to a program called Family Care, and then he expanded to a program called Moms and Babies. So if you're 8 months pregnant.
This is a miniature
It sounds so
portion.
nice,
Oh, this is a
though.
miniature portion of Obamacare.
Yeah, it's actually a perfect template to look at, but worse is what Romney has done in Massachusetts. I call it Tax-Us-chusetts. We are now at a position there where health insurance premiums are higher by far than any other state in the country. The wait to see a doctor is 47 days. Okay? They now have hospitals setting up their own HMOs. Okay? The reason that is because the cost of health insurance has gone so high. They will not allow insurance carriers to raise premiums to offset the cost of all the new mandates that they've placed on these carriers. So the hospitals are saying, we're starting our own health insurance plans. Well, one thing I will never sell to any client is an HMO. And the reason that is because it puts the insurance company in control of your medical care. You get one primary care physician. You must deal with that hospital only. If you want to see Dr. Keith Black at Cedars-Sinai, who's the #1 neurosurgeon in the world, you can't see him because the HMO provider says you can't. It's not in network. It's all about price control.
Are you, as a point, are you allowed to pay for it out of your own pocket?
You cannot in Canada, that's for sure, and that's where the model's coming from. In Massachusetts, you can come up with your own cash and pay for things. I mean, they still haven't become that tyrannical.
This is really a millstone around Romney's neck, isn't it?
It is.
When it comes down to this primary, people should really be advised that this is a wacko thing he's done there.
Especially if you're a doctor. People don't understand. There are 2 pieces of legislation that they tried to push through the Massachusetts legislature that said that if a doctor refuses to see a patient because the Medicaid reimbursement ratio is too low, then they will pull his medical license. Now that's a kind of tyranny you don't see in the United States, but it happened in Massachusetts. Can you imagine a physician spends all those years, all that time and energy?
Money. How much money do they spend
Hundreds
to go
of thousands
to medical
of dollars.
school?
Of course. It's 12, 14, 20 years before they become competent.
And you know what? Think about their internship.
Of course.
It's their quality of life while they're going and doing these interns where they're spending 24 hours there.
And you don't think that's going to spread across the country. Once all these people are enrolled onto Medicaid, 18 million new Americans on
Canada
Medicaid.
has a big advantage over us in all of this, in that their costs are probably about 30% less than ours because they do have control of the lawyers up there.
That's correct.
We have no control
This
over it.
medical malpractice thing has not been turned loose up there. There are committees that handle that, whether you like it as the government interfering with the lawyers or not. There ought to be some control on that.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be able to have these tremendous multi-million-dollar
Tort reform works.
tort
Worked in
reform.
Texas.
Yeah,
it will work everywhere.
where the money goes 1/3 of it into the lawyers' pockets.
Exactly
Well,
right.
I'll make you laugh.
But there is a big cost reduction going on in Canada that we aren't going to have down here. So whatever's wrong about Canada, it's going to be multiplied down here.
When we were protesting Obamacare back in 2009 in March, we'd ask people, you know, what's wrong with tort reform? You know what their answer was? It was, oh, that's to get those greedy doctors to make more money. Doctors pay so much on I mean, we've had Ari Friedman here on the show, right, Jack? And he talks about how much malpractice insurance is.
You understand
The
that there
public
are
needs to
very
be educated better on the truth.
there are very few obstetricians and gynecologists left here in Illinois.
Yeah.
And the reason is because of the malpractice insurance. I have a client who's an obstetrician in Downers Grove. His malpractice, and he's never had a claim against him, his malpractice insurance is through the roof, $150,000, $160,000, $180,000 a year. That's just for malpractice insurance. How do you stay open?
Translate that into about $3,000 a month just for the insurance bill before he opens the office, gets a secretary and a nurse.
Of course.
That's $3,000 for an unproductive expense.
And they're just
lumped
jumping
on 'em.
state. They're going to Ohio. They're going to Indiana.
And then we wonder why Illinois. I mean, now that's a tax base.
I mean, that's
it's leaving Illinois.
$3,000 a week.
Right,
week.
that's much better, Jack.
Yeah,
that's the real number.
It's, well, luckily I caught on to my mistake because I did get taught partly in a Catholic school where we learned arithmetic.
Well, one of the legacies of RomneyCare is they are running the insurance companies. 4 of the top 5 insurance companies in Massachusetts are about to go out of business. They're about to go bankrupt. And I believe that Obamacare was designed to do just that, to get everybody on a single-payer system.
Wow,
so everybody in the country would be on the nipple and dependent upon
The
government.
fact of the matter is that you got a perfect model while it stinks. It's in our education system here in Illinois and much of the United States. Because what have you got? You got the taxpayer paying a government-controlled system. And internally to that, you have a vicious union that's setting up the whole thing. The union is so powerful with the money they take from the dues of the teachers that they can pick their own bosses. They can elect their own bosses. So it's a government-run system with a whole bunch of bureaucrats handling your education of your child. The taxpayer is completely out of it. The parents are out of it. And you've got the union running the education of your kids. And that's why you've got these immensely blown up salaries and pensions. That's going to be another bureaucrat mess when you transfer all of this government control of the health for your own body.
And our friends on the left wanted big government. They wanted to do better and better, but there is no historical precedent that the government has done anything fiscally responsible.
You know what? We're going to talk more after the break.